All right, another review because I actually went to the movie theaters and experienced new movies for the first time. Wow, a concept. Hi. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you've never been here before. Today, we are going to be talking about the most anticipated movie of the year, according to the trailer, Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. Just a little lore, a little backstory. My husband loves Godzilla vs. Kong. Before it came out, we did the whole watching the revamped Godzilla movies and the revamped King Kong movies. Then we went to the movies and saw Godzilla vs. Kong, and he loves it. So naturally, when we saw that there's another one coming out, Godzilla x Kong, my husband, he saw the trailer and was like, you know what? It doesn't look as good as Godzilla vs. Kong, but we're still gonna go see it. And I was like, oh yeah, definitely. We actually saw it opening day, which I don't think I've done that since like the last Harry Potter movie. And I don't even really know that much about Harry Potter. I literally only went because my sisters were going and they're Harry Potter fans. So this movie, obviously it's an action-y, Godzilla, lizardy, monkey movie. My issue with these types of movies will always and forever be there's too much lead up to get to the actual good part. It almost felt like there was two completely different plots going on before it was necessary for Godzilla and Kong to, you know, interact with each other again. It was kind of like that in Godzilla vs. Kong. However, that one was so good because the premise was clear, right? There's something bigger than both of them and they need to team up. And I don't know, I love the concept that they're in the same universe. I think that's really cool. So the premise, plain and simple, we need to get them to team up to take down a bigger enemy. That's cool, that's hot and sexy. With this one, it's kind of like that, but like not really at the same time. Like I said, there's a whole Godzilla subplot, and there's a whole King Kong subplot, and then there's also that main girl, I forget her name, like her daughter subplot. Like there's literally 3 different plots going on at the same time, and almost none of them matter. Godzilla's whole subplot that they keep cutting back to doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna be quite honest with you. The only ones that do matter is Kong's subplot. You know, I'm sure if you've seen the trailer, there's a mini like King Kong or whatever. His subplot matters, and the girl's subplot, I don't even really know if that matters. It doesn't really matter. It's mainly just a King Kong movie. His plot is the main premise. His is the main plot. He's the main character. And again, like I said, I just am always waiting for the action part. Like there's so much buildup where I'm like, okay, come on, let's just meet up and let's fight already. You know, let's do this. And it takes so long to get there. I get that they have to set up the world, the reason why they're doing this, but that's always my least favorite part in movies. The government's like, what, these frequencies are super extreme. I'm like, I don't care about the frequencies. I don't care. You know, I just don't. I just want to get there. And I know we have to do that so that it kind of makes some sort of sense and there's some sort of plot of, and some reason why they're fighting this thing or where this other third monster even came from, whatever. I get it. The monsters did look cool. I think, again, there was so much of like building up for the little girl's plot and her story and who she is. And it didn't even end up really mattering at the end. So I was kind of like, okay, what was the point of that? That's pretty much my biggest gripe with all movies, is if you set up a whole plot and then it doesn't matter in the end for one reason or another. I'm like, oh, thanks for wasting my time. Thank you. But out of 5, I gave this 2.5. If Godzilla vs. Kong, I'm not even really looking at this as a general movie. I mean, it is a very specific type of movie. It is action-based movie. In that category of itself, of an action movie, if Godzilla vs. Kong is a good, maybe like 4 stars, this is a 2.5 star, which is what I ended up rating it on Letterboxd, because there wasn't anything too unique or crazy about it, but it also wasn't bad. You know, I knew what it was gonna be, and it was that. Maybe there's a little extra parts in it that was kind of maybe unnecessary. Like I said, a lot of plot did get a little confusing at some points, but if you're going into this knowing that it's an action movie, that's what you want. You want to see the monkey and the lizard fight. You want to see the monsters, yes, you will like this movie. Go into it and vibe out. I mean, that's what I did. Me and my husband watching this movie were like, oh yeah, let's freaking go. So again, for that context, I gave this a 2.5 star. Perfect medium rating. Wasn't my favorite movie in the world. Probably wouldn't rewatch it. I'd be more likely to rewatch Godzilla vs. Kong. That it's just a better movie. I'm sorry, it just is. I'll put your theories to rest of if I like Godzilla or Kong more. My thing is that generally speaking, Godzilla is much cooler than King Kong. He just is. However, I don't like how Godzilla looks. He freaks me out. And King Kong is just cuter. He's more human. He has more empathy and humanistic abilities. I don't know. He's more humane. And the lizard is just kind of there and he's ugly. But I mean, hey, I'm not gonna deny he is cooler than Kong, but I do kind of like Kong a little bit more because I just want to go goochie goochie goo to him. You know what I mean? There's my opinion about Godzilla and Kong. With that said and done, I want to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons and especially Mark Sylvester, David Kaplan, James Cox, and Tragic Mike. Thank you so much and make sure to go ahead and check out my Patreon if you haven't already. Okay. So, what did you guys think about Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire? Did you love it? Did you hate it? How many stars did you give it? How did it compare to Godzilla vs. Kong? I know that that is something that a lot of people like. I'll just say a lot of people do like the Godzilla vs. Kong movie, and I think that's really interesting. It's something that we do need to talk about. What did you think about it in comparison to the first one? Would you be down to see another Godzilla and Kong movie? There might be, is there gonna be another one? I don't know. I would go see another one. I'm not, gonna deny the fact that I do love a good, cheesy, action-based movie. I won't deny that fact. Sometimes I need to see it. Sometimes I'm interested. So, leave down any of your thoughts and opinions. Don't really know how or if you can spoil this movie. I might have spoiled some parts of this movie. I'll try to make sure that I don't. Anyways, thank you guys for coming along with me on this journey. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all of that jazz. And as always, thanks for watching.